I always knew I wanted to be a helper of some way. When I was in school, I was always doing like peer mentoring and those kind of, like the student programs, that stuff. I always loved supporting my friends. I always liked talking about issues that were just not the typical stuff. Focus on the young men, young black men in particular, came just out of just being in a field where there weren't a lot of me. I spent a whole year just talking to black boys, and a book came out of that. From the book came some curriculum. All of it really just aims to serve as a guide to help young men navigate like a system that has specific barriers for them. Part of the work is to create space for men to do that kind of reflecting, to be able to look deep in themselves, to be able to tap into emotional experiences, spiritual experiences, to interrogate culture. Bits and pieces of information about the world and about themselves as it reveals helps them see themselves in the world a little more clearly. Within the personal work, think about the ways in which we are embedded in a system that has historically, had practices and structures and policies in place to keep black men from being well, from advancing, from being successful in the myriad of ways that, humans need. My critique of psychology as a field is that we spend a lot of time teaching people how to adjust to a system in a society that in lots of ways is sick itself.
Mental health, specifically in your work?
My focus isn't as much on helping people just cope and survive, but to really thrive and liberate. So a lot of the curriculum that I use is combined like social emotional conversations and discussions, but also it's teachy too. So a lot of times we're trying to fill in some of the gaps in what they're not learning in school and then connecting that to wellness and success. Our approach to psychology and mental health connects to culture in ways that are deliberate and looks at what does it mean to be healthy and well and human from an African perspective. So that first annual, we're hoping, Black Mental Wellness Weekend was a way to bring people together to talk about mental health, and for black people period, like mental health and wellness and sanity has always had a lot to do with incorporating arts and culture and holistic medicine and movement. So we wanted to make sure that our week represented that. We had a Reiki, we had yoga, we had self-defense classes, we had art therapy, we had some drumming. Variety of things that represent lifestyle and culture for black people, connecting to having conversations about depression and anxiety and phobias and bipolar. The weekend was all about that. Mental health is everybody's issue, everybody's problem and everybody's solution. So for me, the next step in it is to have more institutions that are collaborating with it.
Sometimes as a representation